Welcome to We Hear Her. I am Erin Trenbeth Murray.
And I am Jennifer Bean.
We're here today with another amazing woman who's sharing her story and insights to lessons learned.
Hello, everyone. I am Jennifer Bean, and I am here today with Gabriela Benitez. Gabriela, could you introduce yourself for our listeners? You have a lot to tell us, and you're probably better at it than I am.
Well, first of all, I'm just glad to be here. So thank you.
Absolutely.
My name is Gabriela Benitez. I am an employee benefit advisor for Diversified Insurance. And I'm a mom of 2 boys, and that's my favorite role.
Is that your favorite role? We were
Sure.
talking a little bit before we were getting ready
Yes.
about being mothers, and then especially mothers of boys.
Yes.
What have they taught you as you've parented them along the way? They're 22 and
14.
22 and 14. Okay.
Yes.
So what have they taught you about being a mother?
Yeah. The one thing I really like that they've taught me is patience. So I am a lot more patient, and they have also taught me compassion. So I am more compassionate than I used to be. I used to be a little bit harsh. And with boys, you think you can be,
Be a little tougher.
But they've actually, taught me a lot of things. But those are the 2 I can think of.
Good.
Yeah.
I like that. Tell me about your boys. What are they doing right now?
Yeah. So my 14-year-old is Adam. Adam is going to school. He's a freshman, so he's really excited about
What
his
school
first
does he
year.
go to?
Mount Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, no, Jordan High School. Sorry. Yeah.
The Beat Diggers.
Yes. You know.
Yeah, I do actually.
Yes. And then Jonathan is my oldest, and he is trying to figure out his next step. He graduated already from college, so we're just kind of trying to figure things out for him. So
Good.
Yeah.
Good deal. So that's you as a mama.
yes.
As a professional, I've read your bio, and you have some really amazing awards that you have won. You're extremely professional, and I love the drive that I see just in the words of your bio. Tell me about how you got started in this career and what you love about it.
Yeah. I got started when I was 19. And I remember when I got started, it was just a job, right? And I thought, I don't want to do this for a long time. Healthcare is just confusing and there's too much, right? So I was like, no, I don't want to do it. So then I went to college, and then I didn't finish college, but then I decided, you know what? I'm going to go back to healthcare.
Okay.
So I started working with insurance carriers and in different positions. And then later I realized, oh my gosh, this is like my career, and I love
You're
what
like,
I
I've
do.
invested a lot in this, and I
Yeah.
have something to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was able to see where I could make a difference, and in education, in healthcare, especially with Hispanics. So I was like, you know what? No, this is going to be where I'm going to be. And I've had the past 20 years just doing that.
Tell me a little bit more about your connection to the Latina community. And I know that that's sort of been a common thread throughout your career and your professional life.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that is sort of the passion side of your business.
Yes, for sure. I've been involved in the Latino community for a lot of years, and I get involved with the Utah Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I was very involved, especially I think I started maybe like 15 years ago when I started my involvement.
Yeah.
Galas and then also just a lot of different events that are empowering Latina women out there, and also for kids scholarships, all of that. I'm always part of those events. For 7 years, I was part of Dual Emerging Academy board. I was the president for 2 years of that charter school. But the interesting part is that a little bit over 90% of the kids are Hispanic. And I just felt
Oh,
like, I wanted to be there to make that difference.
right.
That was a wonderful journey.
Right. Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. So tell me a little bit about your family, the one you grew up in.
Yeah.
Are you from Salt Lake City?
So, no, I was actually born in Mexico and brought to the U.S. as a very young girl. And I was raised in St. Anthony, Idaho.
Okay.
Um,
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
so,
Is it a kind of a small town? Are you not
small.
surprised I don't know it?
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. It's a small town by Rexburg, Idaho,
Okay.
BYU of
Yeah.
Idaho. Okay.
Yeah, that I recognize.
Yeah, so I was raised by my father, single parent, who made his living as a farmer, and I have 5 siblings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what was it like to be raised by a single dad?
There he was hard. He was hard on us. Very protective, but we
Yes.
learned, I've learned so much from my father, and just the way we grew up, the fact that he always believed that we could do more, even though we couldn't, like, we really didn't think we could. You know what I mean? Because
You
we
may be overestimating us, is what you were thinking,
yeah.
huh?
I think he knew all the time, and he knew there was something bigger for us, and
Yeah.
that was always a light of hope
Yeah.
in my life that I really appreciated from my father.
Yeah. It sounds like that's kind of the inspiration that has kept you moving forward
Mm-hmm.
in your career or as a mother, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. What has it been? How long have you lived in Salt Lake City? And has the transition from Idaho to here been different?
Now, I like Salt Lake City. When I moved here, I was like, hey, this is a huge city.
Yeah.
St. Anthony has one light. So I was like, yeah, there's a lot of lights here. So no, I love it here. I've been here about 22, 23 years actually here in
Okay.
Salt Lake. So this is my home now.
I know, right? I feel the same way. I moved here from a really small farming town in Kansas.
Oh, okay.
So I've been here 25 years now. And the minute I had kids, bought a home, started to get my neighborhood and start to learn the parents, I was like, oh, I think I live here now. Like, this is my home now.
Yeah.
What are some things that you love about Salt Lake City?
You know what? I really enjoy the fact that we're getting more diversity.
Yes.
And I love that. And it's not just diversity as far as ethnicities and backgrounds, but even just kids that are dressing different, that are
Right.
having different attitudes, that are even questioning why I think the way I do, even my own kids, right?
Right.
So
it's fun
just
to watch
nice.
that happen.
Yeah, it's nice to see that, hey, there are different opinions and we just validate those, and we're a perfect misfit of community that we get along well. I believe.
Yeah, I think
So.
I think so too. I think the reason it can feel like home to me is because there is a very conservative, family-oriented
Yeah.
mindset here, and for the most part, it feels welcoming. But I do agree with you that I love seeing a vibrancy brought in from
Yes.
different perspectives, different ethnicities, different interests, opinions,
Yes.
all of those kinds of things. So it's exciting. It's exciting to do that. What about your journey to this point really made sense for you to spend your time with the Women Who Succeed initiative?
Yeah. Well, I'm very glad that I'm part of this group. And it's such an amazing, inspirational group of people that we all have the same intentions. We want to help. We want to contribute to our
Yeah.
communities. And that to me is, it's beyond, I want to say beyond amazing, because I feel like more groups like this need to take place so we can continue to make changes.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that we're able to mentor young women.
Oh, yeah.
I was mentored by a teacher from a very young age, who believed in me more than I knew was possible. So to me, this is very important, because
Yeah.
I'm just going back to my early years. I had no self-confidence, had no idea that college was even an option, and I was so limited because
Yeah.
of my humble beginnings. And Mrs. Orm always believed in me and pursued, just helped me to get scholarships, and she would always see me at that higher level. And for some, I'm so glad I trusted her and I kind of followed her.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. I think we all need a mentor. And when we've talked about women who succeed, I can't tell you how many times it's come up in the conversation that we've said, oh my gosh, what if I would have had a mentor? What if I would have been able to go to a networking event? What if I would have been able to, do whatever it is that gives opportunity and access? So we're so excited that you're involved and you're helping us as we form this initiative and what is important to us and what our personality and brand is about.
Yes.
So one last question I have for you. What is the legacy that you would like to leave your children?
Yeah, I love that question. The legacy would be empathy, compassion, faith, and gratitude.
Oh, gratitude has played such a huge role in my life lately. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about the legacy of faith. What's your take on that? I'm curious. I haven't heard. I love the combination.
Yeah.
But fate, I love that you've added that to the mix. Tell us a little more.
Sure. What I'm thinking with fate is just knowing that things are going to fall in place, having that trust, that not focusing on the results as much as, hey, I'm doing my 100% and what I need to do, and I know this is the right thing to do, and I trust that everything will fall in place, but I'm not going to worry about it and get overwhelmed about it.
Oh, that's
because I've been in that situation where you get so overwhelmed about, and what if, and what about this, and you
Yes.
overanalyze it, right? So it's
Right.
like, you know what? One, I'm going to do my very best, and that's all I'm going to do with my imperfect self. And I know the actions I need to take, and then that's all I need to worry about, and then everything else will fall in place. So having that trust.
Yes, I love that. And I love that you name it as fate. A lot of people might call it faith or hope.
Yes.
And those all seem a little bit different than how you described fate.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's that reminder that's so hard to learn how to do when you want to control the outcome sometimes and care less about the process or how you're going to get there. You're just going to say, what's going to get me from point A to point B?
Right.
So those are such wonderful, wonderful attributes I think that you'll leave behind to your boys. Is there anything that we need to know about the young women of Utah, maybe especially in your community or, at Jordan High School, girls that you see through your boys and think, I'd love to tell them this?
Yeah, no, thank you for asking that question. God, there's a lot I'd like to say, but just know that that there is always a lot more out there than you think, and don't ever doubt yourself because of your limited background, or seek a mentor. Find someone that can help you get to that other level, or pursue education, or just be a little bit more ambitious and love yourself more. That's one thing I want to say. Love yourself more.
That is, yes, whoever's watching.
Yes.
Yes, because that is so, so true. I've been asked the question and ask it several times. What would you tell your younger self? And one of the things I would tell myself if I were talking to my 15-year-old self.
Yeah.
It's all going to be fine. You don't have to worry. And don't try to control the situation. Yeah. It'll be fine, and you're worth far more than you even realize.
Yes.
Is there anything that you would tell your younger self?
It's that for sure. Love yourself.
Love yourself.
And it's such an easy, simple word to say, love yourself. And if you ask people, they're like, oh yeah, I love myself. Of course I do, right? But if you look deep inside, like, do you know what that really means?
Right.
Do
you know who you're loving?
That self-talk that judgment that you have for yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror, there's a lot to it. And that's
Yeah.
why I bring it up, because I know that we need to dig deeper into it.
Sure.
And when we love ourselves more, and then everything else outside just kind of works so much better. And then we're nicer to other people too,
Right.
because we're nicer to ourselves. And then we accomplish a lot more than when we're mean, right? Because you're
Or rigid
stressed.
in the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially trying to get work done and you're mean and you're saying, oh yeah, you're dumb. Why aren't you doing this? It's like, but if you're like, you know what? It's okay. I'm going to do my best. Again, just doing your very best and not have so much expectations of,
Right.
because we're not robots, we're people.
Exactly. And that ties so nicely in with the legacy that you want to leave, because it's compassion for others and also self-compassion,
Yes.
allowing, some forgiveness for the
Yes.
mistakes you make and moving forward all the same. So, Gabriela, it's been wonderful to chat with you today. Thank you so much for sharing your time.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for having me here.
Absolutely. We'll might invite you back.
Okay, yes. I want to come back.
Thanks
Thank you.
again. Yeah.
Thank you for taking time to hear her. Join our efforts and learn more at womenwhosucceed.org. A big thank you to our sponsor, the Clark and Christine Ivory Foundation.